Yeah, the final disgrace. Towed across the lake. Well, Skipper Gus here with a sad tale of my poor decision making that resulted in some inconvenience at sea, at least, not catastrophe. But hopefully this will be a cautionary tale that will help you if you're having these problems, which are overheating on my Honda 150. So here's the long story. This motor gets run either at Pyramid Lake, which has got a third as salt as the ocean, and a lot of mineral, or the ocean. And so every time I get it back, I either use salt off or salt away and put it in my bathtub full of liquid and purge it. But it was still throwing alarms intermittently, not anything consistent. So I had to step up my game. So I tried some vinegar, cleaning vinegar in a solution with Dawn soap to see if that would be a weak acid that could break it up. But still was having the problem with the alarms. They were getting worse, if nothing else. And so I went to product CLR and ran that through in dilution, hoping that that would take the lime away as it's supposed to. So I ran a bath with that as well, but it didn't solve the problem. Changed out the thermostats. I had a little video about that, but it didn't look that bad inside the motor on the thermostat end. Changed out the impeller. It was about time for that, so did the impeller, and after that it seemed like it wanted to, at least the telltale was showing that it was pumping fine, so that didn't seem to be the problem, although it persisted. And so I changed out the sensors at the thermostat to see if that might fix it, but that wasn't it either. Did a little more research, and the poppet valve apparently can be part of the cause of these things, and so I inspected that. It looked in good shape, so I ordered a new one, but didn't look really all that much debris in there. But then it happened. Out on the water again, and it was done. It wouldn't even idle. So it was time to get very serious and hit it with the heavy guns. Okay, first thing we need to do is pop off this back. We got these little tabs that come out. So that side panel on the starboard side has to come out. There's usual Easter egg hunt full of fasteners and brackets need to come off in order to get at it. Here's the location of all those. Hopefully that'll help you find it if you need to get to it. There's quite a few as usual, but if you get them all, there's some screws, there's some bolts, and then there's one bolt up on top, and it's got a little tab that gets restrained, so you got to kind of pop that free from the tab and it'll come out. And then once all the screws are out, you can pull it apart carefully. There's a little track in the front of the motor, and there's a gasket that seats in, so you got to kind of play with that a little bit to get it to move forward, but it'll come free. That wire for the trim tilt is the last obstacle to overcome to get that freed up and out of your way. Okay, so here's our little retainer for this thing. Right in here's where you want to go. There's a little clip. Comes free. Okay, take those off here. You got some gum. Oh, look at that. It's plugged big time. That could be a huge part of our problem right there. So my assumption on this is that my previous attempts with that mild acid, which is vinegar, and with the CLR compound just acted to get the minerals in suspension. They moved around into the engine to wherever they could lodge into a small opening and solidified, and that finally choked it all off. Okay, so we have behind this plate and this plate are sacrificial anodes. We're gonna take these plates off. There's some screws in underneath, and the anodes are there. We're going to take a look at those. Pretty dramatic and a pretty simple thing to check, and not a bad idea to do it anyway on those anodes. So this is the big tell that shows that you've got way too much and you need to get aggressive. There's that thermostat up on that upper section, exhaust manifold. Give that a look. We're here. There's a lot of gunk in here, so it's probably got some stuff on it. Okay, so here, cleverly hidden away, is the poppet valve. There's a couple bolts, 10mm bolts, and all these hoses in the way. I'm going to go ahead and get some of the hoses off just to check them, make sure they're clear, and so I can get at those bolts, which are hard enough as is. So this is the poppet valve. It has a spring in it, gasket, and its purpose, it sits like this in the engine, and as the system pressurizes, it allows it to escape. So as the pressure comes in, this plate goes down, water goes into the other systems to evacuate the motor. So if it is not functioning, it can cause overheating as one of the items that might be part of that problem. And over time it will wear out, or it'll get debris in it. So either it's open all the time or it's not able to open. And so it's as a maintenance item, you need to replace these just to avoid that. And it's not bad to inspect it, although it's hard to get to. Poppet valve, poppet relief valve. That's what it is. Well, my research on the internet led me to this product, Barnacle Buster, which is the gold standard for taking out these heavy deposits in a motor. Mineral and salt's pretty easy, but mineral for sure. So that requires quite a commitment. You need that big tank. You need a submersible pump of some sort, a small one, to push the liquid around, and it's got to run for about 4 hours. This was the pre-mixed version. You can also get it in a concentrate, which might be more cost effective to do, and you can make 5 gallons out of that, but I just used 2 gallons. Okay, I got the splitter on there. I'm going through the bottom of the motor, and then I'm also going up through where the thermostats are. With the obstructions in that small pump, it wasn't getting to the top of the motor, so I kind of jury-rigged this fashion to pour some in through those openings at the thermostat to get the top of the motor. 2 hours in, glad to see all the stuff that's coming out. So after 4 hours, you can see it's pretty damn dark, full of the minerals that it took out of the motor. It's all black water. Gonna purge that out. Okay, this is 8 minutes into purging it out with just the hose. Okay, got the hose attachment on. We got water coming out there, and then at the top of the motor, still have water coming out. So that's showing how much the clean out tube does. So with the thermostats back in and that poppet valve back, gave it a hard run for a while, and it passed that test at least. It's recommended to do a final rinse with just the salt away or salt off and leave it in the motor to dry, and that'll help protect the inside of the motor. Well, pretty dramatic. It very clean on the inside. Amazing how much it took out. And in that one application, which was fantastic, you can kind of see in the before and after that really did the job. So I put it back on the lake for a fishing trip out at Pyramid Lake, and it worked flawlessly for a couple days. So I think I've got this solved. Hope this will help you guys out with any problems that you have in overheating, and I would suggest pulling those sacrificial anode plates off at any rate, because those are easy to get to. At least the top one is, and that would be the worst. And that'll show you if you really need to go to these extremes to get it done. I've been this boat for about 5 years, 600 hours, so it was time. Well, thanks so much for watching another video. Hopefully this will help you out in your pursuits for engine maintenance. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you haven't. That really helps the channel out and keeps me motivated to keep going. Thank you.